After this I saw 4 angels standing at the 4 corners of the earth, holding back the 4 winds of the earth, so that no wind could blow on the land, on the sea, or on any tree. I saw another angel coming up from the east with a seal from the living God, and he shouted to the 4 angels who had been given power to harm the land and the sea. Do not harm the land or the sea or the trees until we have sealed the servants of our God on their foreheads. I heard how many were sealed, 144,000 from every tribe of the people of Israel. From the tribe of Yehudah, 12,000 were sealed. From the tribe of Reuben, 12,000. From the tribe of Gad, 12,000. From the tribe of Asher, 12,000. From the tribe of Naphtali, 12,000. From the tribe of Manasseh, 12,000. From the tribe of Shimon, 12,000. From the tribe of Levi, 12,000. From the tribe of Issachar, 12,000. From the tribe of Zebulun, 12,000. From the tribe of Joseph, 12,000. From the tribe of Benjamin, 12,000. After this I looked, and there before me was a huge crowd, too large for anyone to count, from every tribe, nation, people, and language. They were standing in front of the throne and in front of the Lamb, dressed in white robes and holding palm branches in their hands. And they shouted, "Victory to our God, who sits on the throne, and to the Lamb!" All the angels stood around the throne. The elders and the 4 living beings, they fell face down before the throne and worshiped God, saying, "Amen! Praise and glory, wisdom and thanks, honor and power and strength belong to our God forever and ever. Amen." One of the elders asked me, "These people dressed in white robes, who are they? And where are they from?" "Sir," I answered, "you know." Then he said to me, "These are the people who have come out of the great persecution. They have washed their robes and made them white with the blood of the Lamb. This is why they are before God's throne. Day and night they serve him in his temple, and the one who sits on the throne will put his Shekinah upon them. They will never again be hungry. They will never again be thirsty. The sun will not beat down on them, nor will any burning heat. For the Lamb at the center of the throne will shepherd them, will lead them to springs of living water, and God will wipe away every tear from their eye." When the Lamb broke the 7th seal, there was a silence in heaven for what seemed like half an hour. Then I saw the 7 angels who stand before God, and they were given 7 shofars. Another angel came and stood at the altar with a gold incense bowl, and he was given a large quantity of incense to add to the prayers of all God's people on the gold altar in front of the throne. The smoke and the incense went up with the prayers of God's people from the hand of the angel before God. Then the angel took the incense bowl, filled it with fire from the altar, and threw it down onto the earth. And there followed peals of thunder, voices, flashes of lightning, and an earthquake. Now the 7 angels with the 7 shofars prepared to sound them. The first one sounded his shofar. There came hail and fire mingled with blood, and it was thrown down upon the earth. A third of the earth was burned up. A third of the trees was burned up. All the green grass was burned up. The second angel sounded its shofar. And what looked like an enormous blazing mountain was hurled into the sea. A third of the sea turned to blood. A third of the living creatures into the sea died, and a third of the ships were destroyed. The third angel sounded his shofar. And a great star blazing like a torch fell from the sky unto the third of the rivers and unto the springs of the water. The name of the star was Bitterness. The third of the water became bitter, and many people died from the water that had been turned bitter. The fourth angel sounded his shofar. third of the sun was struck, also a third of the moon, and a third of the stars, so that a third of them were darkened. And a day had a third less light, and night likewise. Then I looked, and I heard a long eagle give a loud cry, as if it flew in mid-heaven. Woe! Woe! Woe to the people living on earth because of the remaining blast of the three angels who have yet to sound their shofars. The fifth angel sounded his shofar. I saw a star that had fallen out of heaven into the earth, and he was given the key to the shaft leading down to the abyss. He opened a shaft of the abyss. There went up smoke from the shaft like a smoke of a huge furnace. The sun was darkened, and the sky too. But by the smoke from the shaft, then out of the smoke into the earth came locusts. They were given power like the power of scorpions on the earth. They were instructed not to harm the grass of the earth, any green plant or any tree, but only the people who did not have the seal of God on their foreheads. The locusts were not allowed to kill them, only to inflict pain on them for 5 months. The pain they caused was like the pain of a scorpion's sting. In those days, the people will seek death, but not find it. They will long to die, but death will elude them. Now these locusts look like horses outfitted for battle, and their heads will look like crowns of gold, and their faces were like human faces. They had hair like women's hair. Their teeth were like those of lions. Their chests were like iron breastplates. The sound their wings made was like a roar of many horses and chariots rushing into battle. They had tails like those of scorpions with stings, and in their tails were the power to hurt people for 5 months. They had as king over the angel of the abyss, whose name in Hebrew is Abaddon, and in our language, destroyer. The first woe was past, but there are still 2 woes to come. The sixth angel sounded his shofar. I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the gold altar before God, saying to the sixth angel and the one with the shofar, "Release the 4 angels. They are bound to the great river Euphrates." And they were released. These 4 angels had been kept ready for this moment, for this day and month and year, to kill a third of mankind. And the number of the cavalry soldiers was 200 million. I heard the number. Here is how the horses looked in the vision. The rider had breastplates that were fired, iris blue and sulfur yellow. The horses' heads were like lions' heads, and from their mouths issued fire, smoke, and sulfur. It was like these 3 plagues that killed a third of mankind, the fire, the smoke, and the sulfur issuing from the horse's mouth. The power of the horses was in their mouth, and also in their tails, for their tails were like snakes with heads, and with them they had caused injury. The rest of mankind, those who were not killed by these plagues, even then did not turn from what had made them with their own hands. They did not stop worshiping demons, idols made of gold, silver, bronze, stone, and wood, which cannot see or walk, nor did they turn from their murdering, their involvement in the occult, with drugs, sexual immorality, or their stealing.